In this short SP Marketplace Employee Hub video, we're going to take a look at news. News items are a great way to keep staff up to date with what is happening within their department, the organization as a whole, and even the industry sector and wider economy. News items can also be used to highlight successes of individuals or departments, promote strategic plans, and remind staff about standards, policies, and processes that are important to the organization. The News web part can be used on any SharePoint page. We use it here on the Employee Hub homepage, but it also appears on other pages. Place it anywhere you want to display a news feed in one of its many display configurations. Now let's create a news item. If you are a content manager or administrator, you can click on the Add button below News. Here you have two options: News Post and News Link. First, we'll add a news link. The news link configuration box on the right side of the page will prompt for the web address of the page that you want to create a new link from. This could be a SharePoint page on your site or any page on the web. In this instance, we're linking to an industry site that has a monthly roundup of news stories in our sector. If the page is properly formatted with Google search tags, you will be able to see a thumbnail image, a page title, and a description of the page. Often this will be good enough for your news post, but you can change any of these to your own preferences. When you are happy with your news link, just click on Post and you will see your new post appear at the top of the news feed on your page. It really is that simple to create a news item link from any web address. Now let's create the other type of news item, a news post. A news post is a special type of web page that differs slightly from normal SharePoint pages you might create. The main differences are that a news post page is optimized for display in email, so the selection of some web parts are excluded. The other key difference is that whereas you would publish a normal page for news post pages, the process is called send and post. That means you can publish your news post to your intranet news feed, but you can also optionally send it as an email at the same time. Let's see how this works. The first thing that you will notice after clicking on the new post link is that you will be presented with some news templates. These are pre-configured designs to help speed up the process of creating new pages. A few basic templates are provided by Microsoft, but if you click on the Saved on the Site tab, you will see templates that you can add to the site. Your SP Marketplace Employee Hub product comes with some templates that we have designed and created for you. These are ready for you to brand up and customize for use with your own intranet. These page templates typically include several different news layout pages to meet different requirements. In this example, we're going to use our People Recognition News template where we celebrate promotions, significant work anniversaries, and similar news. Once you have selected the template you want to use, go ahead and click on the Create Post button. Now your new templated news item has been created as a new page. You will see that this is pretty much like editing any other SharePoint page. You can add web parts, edit sections and text, and use all the tools that you would normally have available. For this demo, we have already pre-populated our news stories and images, so we just need to give our news post a title and we will be ready to post. When you click on the Post and Send button, the next screen looks a little different from when you publish a standard SharePoint page. You will see an email screen that looks very like the Create New Email screen in Outlook. You don't have to send out news posts as emails, but often you will, so this is a convenient way to include sending an email notification in your workflow. You can see that news post pages are nicely formatted for display in Outlook, so this is one more way you can help spread your news. You can send the email to individual email addresses and/or distribution groups as would be the case for normal emails. You can also edit the subject line and enter a message in the body of the email message if you want. When you have entered the recipient email addresses or groups and have finished any editing you need, you have several options. You can send the news post as an email now. You can send it as a test email to your own email address to check the formatting, or perhaps get approval before you send it out. Another option is to skip email sending altogether by clicking on the Skip button. Not every news post will be worth sending as an email, and remember that one of the reasons for your Employee Hub will be to cut down on the number of emails that are clogging everyone's inbox. Whichever option you select, the news item will be posted and it will appear in the news web parts where it is configured to display. Clicking on the link in the news web part will jump to your new post page and display the news post that you created using the People Recognition News template. Now that you have seen how to create news links and news posts, let's take a quick look at some of the configuration options for presenting news items on your Employee Hub web pages. Edit the page on which you are displaying a news web part, then select the news web part and click on the Properties icon. On the right side of the page, you will see the configuration options that help to make the news part so useful on your Employee Hub pages. First, you can select the source site or sites from which news will be collected. This could be just your Employee Hub page, but you can also select from other sites that may be connected to this hub site. A recent innovation is Recommended for Current User, which uses AI to help target news items that will be relevant to the logged-on user. The layout options allow you to display news in a number of formats using lists, images, tiles, or even a carousel. You can adapt this to fit with the design of your page depending on how much space you have available or how much prominence you want to give to your news feed. You can also constrain the size of the news feed by limiting the number of items that are shown on the news web part. There are also options to filter news items by search terms. So, for example, if you included the word sales in the title of all your sales news posts, you could create a news feed for a sales page that only contained news items about sales. If you have security groups configured, you can also target the news web part to specific audiences, so it would only be seen by those in the specified groups. You can even organize the order that news items display. This is a great way to pin a news item to the top of the list for a period to make sure all users see it when they visit the site. SharePoint news pages and links are powerful tools in your Employee Hub configuration. Maintaining current news feeds and making your intranet the first place to go for the latest company news are key success factors for any Employee Hub project. The news web part provides many options for displaying your news feeds to the right audience in attractive and engaging ways that enhance communication and add value to your Employee Hub. Being able to communicate to all employees across the organization is one of the key benefits of a well-designed intranet. With SP Marketplace's Employee Hub, you get a variety of pages designed to show off your news items to relevant audiences and pre-designed news templates, which speeds up the process of creating news and keeping the flow of news up to date. Thanks for taking the time to watch this short video about news in our Employee Hub, Intranet in a Box. For more information about Employee Hub or other SP Marketplace business products, visit our website.